Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to read Homegrown Horrors back to you. What are Homegrown Horrors?
Oh, wow. You've switched this up. Homegrown horrors are the wonderful stories that our listeners, viewers, and supporters alike send to us. And they're usually ghost stories or some sort of spiritual activity, paranormal thing, UFO, sometimes true crime. Sometimes they're confessions that you guys thought something creepy was happening, and it turns out it was your imagination. And they're just coincidences. And most of the time, those are absolutely hilarious. But regardless of what kind of homegrown horror you send us, if you would like us to share it, we will read it. So that is what a homegrown horror is. Robin, where can they send us one if they want to?
So you can go to scariest.com. That's our website. We have an entire kind of, what is it called? Like an entry page where you can go to our About Us section or Contact Us section. I don't know what I'm saying.
I did better with your part than you're doing with mine.
So you go to the Contact Us, and there's just an entry form, and you fill it out and send us your story that way, and we'll get it in our email. You could email us, storytime@scariest.com. We have a Facebook, facebook.com/scariestpodcast, and a whole bunch of other social media platforms that you can reach us at. And you can get to all of those from our website, scariest.com.
Very true. Really quickly, Twitter is @ScarishPod. Instagram is @ScarishPodcast. We got a bunch of stories this week through Instagram. It's weird how it ebbs and flows depending on like what social media site we're going to get stuff through. But we got a bunch from Instagram because we have to copy it, put it into an email, and then send it to ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm always just like, damn, like we're getting a lot of stuff from Instagram. Like these are a lot of hard work. But either way, however it works for you folks, we appreciate everything that you send us. We also appreciate everyone joining us right now live over at youtube.com/scarish or twitch.tv/scarish podcast. We do record these episodes live Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can join us, listen to us read them. And then between stories, we actually chat about what we thought about the emails and talk about a bunch of other stuff. One of our frequent listeners/viewers usually jumps in and gives us a question of the week that we all debate about. And it's usually something silly, but it's a fun time. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead. We're doing 4. We've talked about that a couple of times.
Yes.
So
I also want to give a shout out to the Snarked for subscribing for 10 months in a row. Thank you
very
so
much. Shout out to Ghost Dunk, who just followed us on Twitch. I will say I know Ghost Dunk personally. How did it take you so long, bro?
But honestly, you're one of the more supportive.
You're one of the most supportive friends that I have. So love your face. But that said, I think we're going to jump into our first story of the night. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
All right. Before we do that, I'd like to point out a couple of things. Shout out to Spooky Mom for still editing these, even though she is on vacation back in the homeland of Northwest Indiana.
The homeland.
That said, I would also like to give a suggestion to the folks who send us their stories. You don't have to send them twice, because we had one that was sent over to her to edit. She sent it back and she said, you read this one last week. And it turns out it was like edited a little bit, but like sent in twice to the point where it looked different, but all the content was the same. So we're going to have one story that has not been proofread, which I am actually about to read. So for those of you watching live,
Godspeed.
If I trip over this a little bit, that's why. For those of you listening, I've edited this, and even if it might sound like he was a ghost, it's me just like taking out all the mistakes I made and like makeshifting a sentence together with certain verbiage, which I do from time to time.
So is there a ghost in there?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that it's from someone named Edith, and it starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. And it says, I'm not sure who's going to be reading this. It's Adam. Shout out to Ghost Dunk, my friend, who I just guilted into subscribing with his own money to our channel.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. The email goes on to say, my name is Edith. I'm from Oklahoma, and I just started listening to your podcast on Spotify. Shout out Spotify. And I'm hooked. Anyways, I have a story, but it's quite confusing, so I'll try to give as much detail as I can. Of course, the confusing story is the one that hasn't been proofread. So, continuing on. When I was about 4, we used to live in an apartment complex, and in parentheses it says, as in we, I mean my 3 older sisters and my mom. The apartment was small. It only had 2 rooms and a bathroom. My sisters shared a room, and I slept with my mom. My mom's room had a balcony with sliding doors. One day, my mom headed for work around 6 a.m. In parentheses, she worked in a hotel across the street. My 2 older sisters were in charge of taking care of me, but as teenagers, they were still sleeping. Well, let's be real. It's 6 a.m. Like, I'm 34, and I still sleep at 6 a.m. unless I absolutely have to get up. So it's understandable. So these teenagers are still sleeping at 6 a.m. To pass the time, me and my sister Vanessa, who was 7 at the time, decided to play hide and seek at 6 a.m.
Sounds fun.
Sounds terrifying.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Well, it means it's better than playing with a Ouija board, I guess, at 6 a.m. But okay, let's
We'll
see
get
what
to
happens
that in my
here.
story.
Right? Is that a Ouija board story?
Yeah.
Wow, way to read ahead.
Sorry.
So, they're sleeping, hide and seek time. She started counting, so I went to go hide. I hid next to my mom's bed by the sliding doors, and I guess I fell asleep waiting for my sister to find me, because when I opened my eyes, Vanessa looked concerned and decided she didn't want to play anymore. I wasn't sure why, but that's all I remember. That night at dinner, Vanessa told my mom that I scared her. None of us knew what she meant. She started telling us that while we were playing and she got done counting, she heard me talking to myself. So she went to my mom's room and found me sitting down, grasping the air as if I was giving someone a massage. She was calling my name, but I didn't answer. I just kept talking to myself. She couldn't quite make out what I was saying, but she did hear that I was talking about red birds, and then I just stopped as if I woke up from a deep sleep. My mom knew what happened. My grandma died when I was 1, so I never really met her because she lived in Mexico. Before she died, she said she wanted to get to know me, but that never happened. My grandma's favorite animal was birds, especially red ones, and she loved when people gave her massages. I think everyone loves when people give them massages.
Too.
Apparently. My mom still thinks to this day that it was my grandma who I was talking to, because after that day I kept talking about a lady in a pink dress saying she was my friend, and guess what? My grandma was buried in a pale pink dress. That's creepy.
That's creepy. I mean, it's sweet.
It's sweet, but the fact that she's wearing the dress she was buried in, that's a detail that's a little bit terrifying. Guys, bury me in something sweet, so...
You want to be buried in satin.
And lay me down in a bed of roses, please. So that's pretty much it. I don't really remember a lot, but I do remember that when we lived in the apartment, weird stuff always happened. Maybe I'll tell another story someday. What do you guys think? Could it really have been my grandma trying to get in contact with me? Thank you guys so much, and don't stop what you're doing. You guys are amazing. Sincerely, Edith.
I mean, seriously, it could be, just your grandma wanted to reach out, get to know you a little bit.
Here's the thing about that. Like, we've gotten a lot of emails like this where it's someone that has an experience that's really closely tied to some details that makes them feel like it's a family member they either didn't know or like really loved, that's like coming back to like say hi to them. What's weird about this one, shout out to Tianlong4028 who just donated $30.31.
Thank you so much.
And now I know who you are because you said dim sum was delicious. Damn you, we paid for that because you guys won Marbles on Stream.
Gosh darn it.
Well, we're up to 100, so we've met our goal for July, so thank you so much to everyone who donated, and especially to Tuan It's funny because I know what your real name is, and it's like, okay, way to make it difficult for me, but still appreciated. But like I was saying, the thing that's unique about this story is the fact that, like, she fell asleep or zoned out while all this stuff was happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, everything else usually people were conscious for and directly remember. The fact that it's like, I just like zoned out or fell asleep and woke up and all this creepy stuff happened where I was like talking to a ghost.
Do you think the counting down had something to do with it? Because you're counting down playing hide and seek, and maybe it's like a meditation type thing.
I don't know.
Or a trance type thing.
You're definitely adding a narrative there. That's super creepy. The only way to test this is to have some kids make them play hide and seek and see if we can channel some ghosts. So that's about it. I mean, we tried to test the EVP thing and that totally failed, so I had to add in some jokes. So,
were they funny?
Yeah, this is funny because like this is evidence that Robin does not listen to our own show, like literally ever. Like I sometimes like edit stuff so she says funny stuff, and like she has no idea that I've done it.
Rude.
And I'll tell her later, like, oh, I did this. I can't think of a good example right now, but yeah, I've made some edits before where it's like I do it to make you sound better. I don't do it to make you sound worse. If I'm doing it to make you sound worse, I put it up on Patreon as an exclusive, and I definitely let you know that that's happening. But thank you so much, Edith, for sending your email. We sincerely appreciate it. All right, let's look over into Stream Chat, see what you folks had to say to start the show. I will say I was a little bit nervous because we didn't have a whole lot of chat over there in YouTube starting out, which is not typical, but some of you folks have decided to join us, and that's good.
All right. So, I have lots of hi hellos. Hi hello. Cat Beatrix says, awesome tats, thank you. Oh, wow, lots of people are talking about tattoos. I got my tattoos when I was younger. So, like, early 20s, right when I started making money, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it. And I've spent so much money on tattoos.
They're seriously addictive. Like,
they're very addicting. And you guys can only see 2 of all the tattoos that I have. And I spent a lot of money on them, and I don't think I would get another one unless I really, really, really had to have it.
I feel like that's how you felt about the ones you have now, but as time goes by, it's like things just sort of shift, and you're like, I don't know if they mean as much as they did back then. You know, I have a Taurus on my body. I'm not going to tell you where.
It looks bad.
I got it when I was 16. It's super cheesy. My tattoo is so old it could drive. My tattoo is so old at this point it could vote.
God, it can
vote. Yeah, my tattoo could vote. That's how old it is, and it sucks. And I hate it, and I want to get rid of it.
My tattoos could probably irritate me. They're at the age
I thought you were gonna say
where
vote. Like, let us know how old your tattoos are.
They're old enough where they could be really annoying, and they're just starting to learn all the swear words, and they're saying it school. And oh man.
All right, Cat Beatrix says, welcome back over on YouTube to Jace. Jace says, I'm back, and I believe I'm first. If my computer isn't glitching out, you are first, Jace. Congratulations. What else do we have over there in YouTube? Jace said, oh, frick, yeah, spooky mom. Cat Beatrix says, LOL, that voice Adam just did. Good thing I wasn't drinking anything. I don't know what my voice was. I know it just sounds silly sometimes. So, fun stuff. Britt Newt says, hello, everyone, celebrating a successful workday and super stoked for story time.
Congratulations on a successful workday.
Yeah.
It's not very easy to do.
I had a successful workday, but it was incredibly stressful. Like, I came home and I was just like wired for stress at that time. And like, Robin's amazing. She got home early. She like cooked dinner, and I was able to eat and just kind of chill out before the show. And I think that's exactly what I needed.
I even got my nails did today. It was great.
Shout out to all of our admins. I'm just going to let you guys know to be on alert for any trolls tonight, because I'd love it if you guys could handle those before we saw them, because I'm just not in the mindset right now. But honestly, I think that we have so few trolls that interact with us that we should be okay. But just a heads up.
Let's see. Lunabin says, I'm excited. Leo season is here. Time for me to blossom.
That's funny. Leo season is the season of Spooky Mom, just FYI.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. We have wedding, mom birthday, wedding. So August is a very expensive month for us.
Glitch Grim pointed out that Ghost Dunk's been around for quite a while since we've been doing Nerd Chills. And
I know. He really has.
He's just been Adam's friend for forever.
A very long time.
Yeah. Almost as old as his tattoo.
Yeah, I think I met Ghost Dunk like my first year in college. Like, I knew of him. Like, we hung out with like the same circle. We just didn't overlap because like high school was basically like just hanging out with people in my house, whoever came over, you know. And I think he hung out with my brother a little bit before he actually hung out with me. That's how a few of my friends were, yeah. So, but yeah, Ghost Dunk's amazing. Ghost Dunk got us into BlizzCon 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Because he's awesome. Just saying.
And I don't think we would have really gotten into it, like going to BlizzCon, getting excited to go.
We absolutely wouldn't have without him. And now we feel like we have to go every year.
Jazzy Babe says, hasn't been here in a while. Welcome. Glad you're finally back.
Thank you for
We haven't
joining
seen
us.
a couple people in a while, and I'm hoping they'll join us sometime soon.
Jace Leave Me Alone says, also the July donations are nice. Britt Newt says, hello everyone. I already read that one. Larry over on YouTube says, Justin's on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. All right, fine. You got me there.
Let's see.
Carrie says, hi, peoples. Thank you for joining us, Carrie.
Captain Fake Eye says, I have a 20-sided die on my forearm, so the world knows my nerdiness.
That's funny. Larry says,
I think that would be a cool tattoo to do.
That 20-sided dice is awesome.
But I'd want to do it. I wouldn't get it on my forearm, but if I got it, I'd have to get like a bow. You know,
she's always
I'm
a
always a
ranger.
ranger. It has to be a bow, probably a bunch of flowers around it, like super cool.
That actually sounds pretty awesome.
I know. Thank you. Anyway.
Larry over on YouTube says, LOL, Adam. I have a Sagittarius somewhere. I feel ya. Yeah, just that decision that you make when you're young and you're like, damn it, I want to cheese grater this thing off. And Cat Beatrix says, August birthdays. So that's everything I have for YouTube chat. I will say a lot of folks show up late to these things. It's funny when I track the metrics on when our viewership like starts trickling in, because since we only have 4 of these, you guys might have folks trying to trickle in like during Marbles.
Yeah.
Like, which story are they on?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry, you missed it.
The Snark says, in quotes, it says, did I need that power back tattoo saying girls night out?
That's so funny.
There are so many great tattoo ideas out there, though. There's an artist that is in the UK, I think, or Sweden, something like that. But they do these really cool tattoos that make you look like a robot.
That's pretty cool.
Like your joints.
Oh, yeah, like your skin is peeling off and you can see stuff underneath.
Wires and stuff like that. I think that is cool.
That is cool.
Let's see. Glitch has a Deadpool on almost the entire whole bottom half of his leg. Nice.
That's a lot. Britt Newt says,
You guys
"Oh,
should post
thanks."
them in the Discord. I'd love to see everyone's
Yeah,
tattoos.
post your ink.
Um,
Britt Newt says, "Oh, thanks, Ab and Robin. I'm just happy my surgery went well. We're happy your surgery went well too. We have a spooky friend who's in the hospital right now. Connor's actually in the hospital.
Yes,
So if you're watching in the hospital, Connor, shout out to you. We hope you get better soon.
And everyone put up those spirit bombs and hope Connor gets better.
Hands in the air. Channel your
Wave
energy.
them like you just don't care.
Channel some energy to Britt Newt because she's recovering from surgery too.
Luna Band says, I also have geez, I can't speak today. Luna Bin says, I also want a Pokeball somewhere. I totally want a Pokemon tattoo. I think that would be really cool, but it would just be the OG starters. Because
really? Squirtle, Charmander, and...
No.
Bulba.
Pikachu's in there too.
No, he's not. Just saying, OG starters were those three, and then that fucking show came out and acted like he was a starter, and then they released one where Pikachu was more important than an electric mouse, which is what he was in the OG Pokemon.
Pokemon Yellow was my first Pokemon game that I played. So
purist right here.
I played Pokemon Yellow, so Pikachu is my fave, followed by Gengar, and then a whole bunch of other ones.
Gengar's
Snorlax.
super cool.
I love Snorlax. He's my spirit animal.
You got a lot of chat over in Twitch today.
Really?
Yeah, I just see it flying by.
Laura Ann says Disney tattoo. That'd be super cool. The Snark says I need a D20 tattoo too. D20 tattoos they gotta be so popular because they're the best.
Wow, Britt Newt says, sorry, I didn't have surgery. I performed the surgery. Best wishes and speedy recovery to Connor. That's fucking awesome. You are a badass.
Wait, what?
Because they said they had a successful day at work. I thought they went to work after they had a surgery. I was like, damn.
You performed surgery on people?
That's pretty cool.
Holy shit.
That's pretty cool.
I am thoroughly impressed. You are living Grey's Anatomy.
Wow. Let's hope not, because that show kind of sucks.
No, that show kind of sucks. So what's a good... You are living New Amsterdam. That show's really good.
That show's kind of depressing.
The Good Doctor? That show's good, too.
That show's not bad.
I don't know. So, You Are House.
All right, get through your stuff because we still have we have more emails to read.
Oh, God. Okay.
I feel pressure because Ghost Dunk is watching, and I feel like he's judging me right now.
What? If he loves you, he will appreciate everything.
It's true.
Man, everyone has tattoos. That's kind of cool.
I don't really know a lot of people that don't have tattoos. I was in a meeting with a bunch of people at work, like professional folks, and someone brought up, we were waiting for one person to show up, and someone brought up, does anyone have any tattoos? It's just really weird. They were trying to find a topic of conversation. I was just like, that's dumb. And, literally everyone in the room, 12 people, everyone had a tattoo. I was like, wow, it's kind of cool. They don't hold you back like they used to.
I used to have a lip piercing. That was embarrassing.
The hole's still there.
The hole's still there. It's just, it did not look good on me. It looks good on a lot of people. I am not one of those people. Captain Fake Eye says all my tattoos are nerd ones. Queen Caffeine says, hey guys, sorry I missed the last 2 episodes.
It's okay.
We are glad you're here for this one. Lunabin says they have a lip tattoo that took 3 minutes in total. That is ridiculously fast. How did they do that?
I don't know. It must be, it's on your lip. So the inside of the lip, so it must be quick. Yeah. Right?
Twix Thought says, I like Twix. Me too. That's my favorite candy.
It's a pretty solid commentary, Twix Thought.
The worst was the one on my... Oh, yeah. Captain Fake Eye says the worst was on their ribs. Anything on bone hurts. I had one on my hip and on my hip bone. And I used to be a lot thinner, so it was a lot closer to the bone. But it was not fun. And then you have to wear, your pants really low because you can't touch your tattoo. You know what I mean?
So you're walking around with low-rider jeans?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
OG. Anyway...
All right, let's get to the next one.
Yep.
I'm you're just freestyling.
Thanks for
over
all
there.
the chat, everyone.
You're just scatting.
This next email is from Drea, I think. Well, let me scroll down real quick and just make sure I got that right. Okay, yeah. So
shout out to Meadows89 who just subscribed for the 10th month with Jeff Bezos' money. Thank you. We appreciate you letting everyone know who watches or is intending to watch. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that to a Twitch account for free, and you will get 5 free dollar dues to give to any channel once a month that you wish, and it comes out of Amazon's pocket.
Yes.
And we'd love it if you had that be us.
And if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can go to the link at the bottom of our website, scarish.com, And that will give you 30 free days of Amazon Prime that you can kind of test out Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime. Go and watch the new Pennyworth TV show on Amazon. It's not an ad. I just really like it.
Go watch The Boys, because I'm in the middle of watching The Boys on Amazon, and I am thoroughly it's intense as shit. Like, I thought it was going to be like satire style, like superhero show.
Yeah.
But it's really just like super dark superhero show where it's like, this is how people would be if they actually had these powers. Like if people were disgusting. So it's something to keep in mind.
Pennyworth is it's about Alfred from the Batman series. So you meet Thomas Wayne and stuff like that. So if you're a big DC fan, I mean, it's pretty neat. I enjoy it. Go watch it.
Right
anyway,
on.
Okay. So back to the story. So this next email is from Andrea, and it begins, "Hi, spooky friends."
Hello.
Hello.
All spooky friends need to yell right now, if you're listening to this, out loud, just hello.
Hello.
Just look like a crazy person wherever you are.
OMG, I wanted to submit my scary stories, and I did so on my phone after I'd had a few on your website, and I'm terrified how bad it must have sounded. Between the limited viewing space, terrible keyboard, and cheap peach-flavored vodka, I can imagine what kind of travesty it ended up being. So, here's a better version, including all the good details and a bonus. Literally the scariest experience I ever had. Feel free to share on the podcast, especially the scariest story. I think it's pretty awesome. Cool.
Right on. So maybe this is going to sound familiar. We're going to see. We're going to find out together.
So first, the reason we moved when I was 5. I know the real reason was that we lived in a tiny 2-bedroom and my mom was pregnant with my little brother. She wanted a bigger house so she could have more kids. The other real reason was a story my mom told me later. Her and a friend had played with a Ouija board. That's right. Bad idea. Worse, of course, was that they had no idea how to do so safely. For one thing, her friend, who was the ringleader, didn't just ask who was present or if anyone would talk to them, but she invited all spirits in. Yeah, this chick was stupid.
It's a dick move right there.
So, oh God, no, computer, what are you doing? Sorry, that's not in the email. That's just me.
That's so weird that they wrote that right at the time that your computer freaked out.
So my mom told me the things that happened. First, the very end of her bed started smelling like cat pee. I feel like I remember this.
Yeah,
happening.
I remember this.
So we did read this, but we're going to skip. Well, I might as well just read it.
Just power through it.
I'll just power through it.
We'll see what's different with these details. Another reminder, please submit your stories once.
Yes. Sam got blamed. So the poor Siamese cat, Sam, got blamed for the cat pee. He got kicked out of the bedroom permanently, but no matter how much she cleaned, the smell started climbing up her bed. First just her foot, then more and more of her bed stunk like nasty cat pee. Then she started waking up to a man with a big knife standing over her bed. When she freaked and woke up my dad, he'd be gone. She told me all of this after our old house got bulldozed because she was happy it was gone forever. That fact was definitely not in the original one.
Yeah, it was not.
She also told me the story, I'm pretty sure I butchered in my previous email, we'll find out, about horse riding across uninhabited land to get from home to town. It's the same small town I grew up in, Silverton, Oregon, and it's near Silver Falls State Park, which you mentioned in the staircases in the forest episode. Oh,
So
cool.
that was the episode we also did the Black-Eyed Children.
Yes.
So that was the episode
yeah, that was the kind of creepy pasta-ish one, right?
That was the one we let the listeners pick. And as we were doing the research, we're like, both of these sound extremely fake.
That's funny.
And then we delivered the episode, and everyone's like, this is terrifying. And we're like, whatever you hear, whatever.
So that's where they filmed the movie Darkness Falls.
I remember
so
that
many
movie.
cool facts. I love Darkness Falls. I haven't seen it since I was like 16, but I really enjoyed it. I've been all over that park, and there are definitely some creepy places. We had Girl Scout day camp and weekend camp out there. It's both wonderful and sometimes very creepy, and I miss it anyway. Dang it, computer. The house she passed was out in the middle of nowhere, old and long abandoned. It had broken windows and no floor on the upstairs. Her horse refused to go near it, and once, when she was running late, getting dark, she saw a floating green light in the upstairs windows. Her horse almost threw her, refusing to go near it. She could tell that story and... Hold on. She could tell that story and really creep you out. I told you about David, the ghost that I felt haunted the new house we moved to. The house was super old, supposedly built by an old sea captain when he retired. I feel like that's just the story that people say, that it's an old sea captain built it.
Well, you just toss in like there's
or
an
like
old sea captain or a
widow
pirate.
lives there waiting for the old sea captain to return from sea.
It's like they're adding in a little bit of narrative, like you did earlier with the counting being like what knocked out a 4-year-old.
I just love that kind of stuff. I like that scene in 50 Shades where he tells that fake story of the widow in the window, or the widow that built that house.
You're like barking up the wrong tree if you're looking for someone that remembers anything about 50 Shades.
Anyway, I
remember that he wears pants during sex, and I'm like, wow, this is the most boring missionary position sex I've ever seen in a movie that's supposed to be about kinky sex. So yeah, I don't remember this widow story whatsoever.
All right. Anyway, I knew his granddaughter, who was like an extra grandmother to me. David never scared me, just pulled stupid little pranks. I always wondered who he might have actually been and why I was so sure his name was David. Then the cat ghosts. I think cat ghosts would be kind of cool. A little cute, except for if they start knocking glasses over. I mean, they do
anything that has 4 paws that's like walking around that you can't see.
But
I don't think would be
imagine
cute.
if you're baking and you have flour all over your counter and then you got little cat paws.
They look like demon paws. Plus,
No,
you
they
like feel
don't.
stuff brush up against your legs all the time, and it's not cute if it's invisible and dead. I'm just saying, like, it's like saying children's laughter is adorable until you hear it disembodied, and then all of a sudden it's the most terrifying thing in the world.
Legit. Okay. So I can't remember if I told you about the cats. After my precious kitty, Me King, because he had an attitude like he was the king of the house and was Siamese, and that sounded Asian-y. Me King.
Wow.
I get it. So after he died, I saw a shadow on a cloudy day, and it's hard to cast a shadow. I saw it move up the wall along the stairs to another wall at a 90-degree angle, around a wall into my room, along a few more walls at 90-degree angles, and into my closet. The same path my Me King would take whenever he came up into my room. He'd always run into the closet, then decide if it was safe to come out. I knew it was him, and that he hadn't actually really left me. I was sad that he was gone, but happy to know he still felt his place was with me. A cool side note, my husband has also seen a ghost cat. He saw a ball of fuzzy white light on a dark night in the hallway.
I remember that part.
Yes, after his family's cat had passed. He just knew it was his kitty. It's a cool thing we share that we think is really cool. I agree. Cat ghosts are neat. Adam doesn't think so.
I didn't say that.
This next one's
I said that if you didn't think it was, if you just saw like paw prints showing up in the flour while you were baking, you'd be terrified.
I think that'd be cute. I'd be like, oh, hey, ghost cat.
As soon as that happens, I will go Facebook Live and you guys will see that she is lying through her teeth.
Whatever.
She would be absolutely terrified.
So this next one is titled Weird Dreams. When I was younger, I used to have a sort of recurring dream, or a recurring character, or possibly a real person. Back then, I was convinced it was a real person somewhere in the world. I'd have these incredibly intense dreams that would affect me for days afterwards. I always dream in full color in epic stories. Sometimes, back then, I would meet someone in my dream, always someone with a different face, someone unique to my dream, but always I would recognize them. I called him Dreamer. Dumb, but I was young.
I was going to say, solid nickname. Side note, who dreams in black and white? They said that they dream in full color. It's like, I think that's a weird detail to include because I don't think I've ever had a dream in black and white. I'd be like, ooh, it's noir night in my brain. Shout out to Viper
Rapid.
Viper Rapid for following us.
L2
We appreciate you. I told you have to read most of these because like I just can't do it.
It would be neat to have a noir dream where it's like 1920s, 1930s, kind of super cool.
I'm curious to see if anyone dreams in black and white. If you dream in black and white, you need to send us a story and let us know. It doesn't even have to be scary. Just tell us like, yeah, I straight up dream in black and white.
Well, if you're colorblind, do you see in black and white? Like,
no. I'm fairly certain it depends on like what kind of colorblind you are.
Do you think there's someone out there that dreams in black and white because they have that particular type of colorblindness?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know.
You're just tossing out a lot of stuff right now, so it's hard for me to speculate on it.
Okay, anyway. Okay. Back then, I kind of thought maybe he was my true love / soulmate. I was romantic. I did get my true love, but he wasn't Dreamer. I would have these dreams sometimes a few times a month, sometimes not for months. After, I would be obsessed with them, consumed by the emotions that would take days to fade. I think of it like a recurring dream, but the dreams were always different. Just Dreamer was somehow always the same person with a new face to match whatever the dream I was having. Eventually, I stopped dreaming of him. Still, it stuck with me, a weird thing I could never explain. I never heard of anyone else experiencing anything quite like it. Okay, so on to the next thing that's the scariest thing that has ever happened to her. One night, when I was about 17 or so, I was asleep in bed. My bed was along the wall that ran the length of our one-story house. There was a large window just to the right of my bed. I had a large headboard that my mom had given me but had never actually attached to my bed frame. It just leaned against the wall in place. That sounds so inconvenient. If you just knocked it, then it would just, I feel like, make the biggest noise. You know, if it's just leaning there and you accidentally hit it or something and it's just this big headboard making sounds.
Yeah, if you accidentally hit it, that's where your head went.
You're
lying through your teeth right now.
Shut
Can you imagine the noise that would make when you're banging?
Stop!
Is what's actually being said right now. Let's be real about it, okay?
Anyway, the wall... Shit. The wall ran along the garage, then my room, then a bathroom, then my parents' bathroom and bedroom before ending. The window was a large sliding window from about waist high to the ceiling. There was a fence, but there was also a gate near my room with no lock. Anyone could get in the yard there. Sounds not safe.
Right, I was going to say.
This night, something woke me up. I heard it. Tap, 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 tap. There's 5 of them.
It
5
sounds
taps.
like it's Chubbs, the golf pro, letting you know how you're supposed to putt. It's a little tap, tap, taparoo.
So I heard it tapping rapidly at my window. There was a brief pause, then the tapping would continue. It scared the shit out of me. I didn't want to look out behind those curtains knowing it would be pitch black. I didn't want to see something out there. Tap, 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 tap. Pause. Tap, 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 tap. Oh my God. I had never been so scared in my life. We had my cat and about 3, I think at the time, bulldogs, but none were in my room.
3 bulldogs. Good Lord.
Bulldogs are cute. English bulldogs. I don't know.
That's her. That was her pantomime for those watching, and the sound effect for those listening for English bulldog.
Or no, is it French? No, French bulldogs are smaller. The English bulldogs are the bigger ones that walk like that.
I'll trust you.
All right. I think so anyway. I don't know. I'm not a veterinarian. Anyway, just a dog enthusiast. But none were in my room, so I didn't even have that to tell me anything. The bulldogs were asleep in the garage. My cat was who knows where. The tapping continued, paused, more tapping. I tried to listen hard to trace the sound more exactly, and as I did, I slowly began to realize it wasn't coming from my window. It was coming from my headboard. What the French toast? That's in your room. I was
going to say, it
out.
turns out it was in the house. That's always like
the
twist.
call's coming from inside the house.
Exactly. You get where I'm going.
Here's where you're going to be annoyed. My headboard was vibrating against the wall because the bulldogs in the garage were sleeping against the wall, snoring so hard they were making the wall vibrate. I thought a freaking murderer or something was out there going to kill me, but it was the real Omen babies snoring.
That's adorable.
That's hilarious. I told you something would make that headboard make sounds.
Yeah.
I called it.
Little vibrating, little tap, 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 and not that bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Shut the F up. And that was the scariest thing I've ever, hold on. And that was the scariest thing I've ever experienced until I was probably And that was the scariest thing I've ever experienced until it was probably the most annoyed I'd ever been.
That's funny.
I put something to pad the headboard so it wouldn't happen again and went back to bed. I love those stupid bulldogs. We raised them my whole life. I can legit say I was raised by bulldogs instead of wolves because one taught me to walk. That's cute. That's super duper cute. Anyway, I hope this is a little more coherent and more complete. I feel like I left out the Ouija board story in the original email, which was the whole damn point of why we moved.
That's funny.
If I didn't, well, at least I got the rest of this out, especially that last story, which is my favorite. By the way, Adam, you totally remind me of my husband sometimes, especially when the motorcycles go by, because he does the same thing, sort of when he sees a stupid fancy car.
That's funny.
He always mentions how he drives a small, modest car because, of course, he doesn't have to compensate for any deficiencies of his own.
Hashtag Big Dig Club.
Hashtag headboards. No. He also defended a woman on his Xbox chat that he didn't particularly like, but he didn't feel she should be treated badly because she used to be a man. Aw, this is all personal. Whoopty. If you want to say she was a jerk because she was a jerk, well, legit. But you don't have the right to give her shit for being an ex-dude. Da da da. Okay. Boop boop. Xbox stuff. Da da da. I am so proud of my husband. You should be. Sticking up for other people is very nice.
Agreed.
Robin, your taste in TV ranges from awesome to head shake. I love it when you mention Buffy, but I still love Firefly best. Still catching up, listening at work. Thank you for keeping me from dying of boredom. Oh, and the rest is just for us. Boop. Thank you so much, Andrea, for that email.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hold on. Keep on creeping on and keep flying, Shade Siren, a.k.a. Andrea.
Right on. I will say my favorite line of that is I think it's funny that they referred to your taste from awesome to head shake because I 100% agree. It's just so all over the place, but it's because she watches like everything. She's a connoisseur of the good and the bad. I feel like you have to be that though. Like if you want to say that you like certain things or defend them, you have to also like imbibe the other stuff to make sure that it's not very good. When you do that, you find like gems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's how a lot of people find shows that get cult followings. But it's a really good story. I really appreciated the fact that it was just doggos snoring that was causing like the vibration.
Yeah.
I think that shit's absolutely hilarious.
I was thinking it was gonna have to do with the gate that wasn't locked. That maybe it was like.
Turns out it was a red herring.
Tapping. Yeah, that's what it was. Because I thought it was going to be like tapping at the gate or something
it's a detail to throw us off. But that was really good. Thank you for sending that in.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
All right, let's look over in the stream chat, see what you folks had to say. I saw a lot of stuff going by. I was kind of sneaking a few looks over there. There's a debate going on about whether or not people dream in black and white. I never dream in black and white, ever. Not once. It is always in color for me. So I think that's weird. I think it's cool, though. I would love to see it. Vivian says, hello, sorry I'm late again. Don't worry, but just so you know, Jace just tossed out question of the week. So I'm going to scroll up and see what the YouTube folks had to say while Robin does the Twitch folks.
Okay. Lots of piercings on people. I think that's awesome. Oh my God, something touched my leg. It was just my phone charm. Freaked me out a little bit.
Are you sure it wasn't a ghost cat? I thought those were supposed to be adorable. Boom, told you.
Let's see. Twix Thought said, did you know 98% of your atoms are replaced every year? I wonder if that's true.
I know that the idea behind like how your cells die and regenerate, like I think after 27 or 28, like it starts to tip in the scale that more of your cells die than regenerate, and that's why you start to like age.
Do you think you can only regenerate like 12 times?
I hate you so much.
Doctor Who reference.
The point is, like, after when you get to around 30, you're officially dying instead of like regenerating.
No, I'm dying!
See, she missed the point and just switched to a Doctor Who reference.
Okay, so let's see. I have one ear. Well, no, I have multiple ear piercings, but I have one that is not your typical. I just have one cartilage piercing, and that's it. I tried another one down towards like halfway down my ear.
You're talking away from your microphone.
And it got infected, and it didn't work out. But I want an industrial. I think that's cool. Have you ever had like the bar that went all the way through your ear like this?
Yeah, a million times. No.
Okay. I want one of those. I think those are cool.
Britt Newt says, you guys are awesome. Haha. Surgery was on a cat. I'm a vet.
Aww.
Vets are awesome. Vets save people's kitty cats and pets. Like the parts of the members of your family who never judge you and always treat you nicely.
Yes, because
I guess that's not true with cats
has
necessarily.
Had so many issues, and she's been to the vet so many times.
Yeah.
And we're just glad that folks can save doggo lives and kitty cat lives and bird lives and animal lives in general.
Yep. Jay says, that's still a flex. We love vets on this podcast. That's 100% true. Cat Beatrix says, hello.
Hello.
Leo Chacha says, hola, hola, Coca-Cola. And then Jay says, is that a saying? Because I've never heard of it. It's hilarious. And then thanks, Leo Chacha, for exposing him to hola, hola, Coca-Cola.
Glitch Grim says, the boys was so good. Missed some stuff, but good.
Yeah, I agree. Leo Chacha says, did someone get a haircut today? It was yesterday, and yes, because we have a wedding this weekend. And Jay says, I think Adam did, but I'm pretty sure he got one last month. I did. I had to get one like this week so that it would be like
haircut?
all taken care of before we went to the wedding.
I like the color of my nails. I think she did a good job. I don't know. Matches my dress. That's all that matters.
Leo Chacha says, I think this is the quietest I've ever seen this chat. It's true, and it's still not that quiet. And Jay says, I miss my YouTube fam. Aw.
Let's see. Oh, lots of talk about piercings and tattoos.
Jay says, should we continue with question of the week? It wouldn't be the same without it. That's true. Then they debated a little bit about who was going to do it. And Britt Newt said French bulldogs are smaller.
Yeah, so I was right with the English bulldogs being the bigger ones that like actually walk around like.
There's the sound effect again.
Miranda says, I'm in my 50s. Can old ladies pull off septum piercings? I think if you want it, just do it.
Absolutely.
Like, no, what? There's nobody that's no one's allowed to be like, no, you can't. That's stupid. You know what I mean? Just do what your heart tells you to do. Let's see.
Jace Leave Me Alone says, question of the week, what do you want to tell your future self? I mean, how do you know that? Like, I want to ask my future self questions. I don't want to tell my future self anything, really.
I want to tell my future self, why the F did you do that? Because I know now and then, between now and then, I'm going to do something dumb.
You're going to blame your future self for the decisions that you're about to make?
Yep.
That they've already made?
Yep.
Okay, that's weird. But okay. That's some looper shit, I guess, a little bit. Cat Beatrix says, alien, ghost, creeping, human. Which would you prefer as an explanation for weird things happening at your house? Probably creeping human, to be honest with you. Like,
no.
If it's an alien or a ghost, like, you can't do anything about that. If it's a creeping human, like, you can just have them arrested or shoot them. So, don't shoot people. But I'm just saying,
I don't
like,
want a
if they break into
creeping
your
human.
house, then...
Creeping humans are too tangible. I'd rather have a ghost.
You'd rather have a ghost. She's so full of shit on these things. I'm
no,
telling
dude,
you.
I'm serious. A creeping human? Hello. I think having someone living in your attic is way scarier.
That's just like it said creeping human. You went straight to someone living in the attic.
Yeah, they're
like
creepy.
That's where your head goes. I thought it was like creeping around the house, like, hey, fuck off, and they run away. Like,
no,
you
that's
can't
not
do that.
what I imagined.
If you saw a gray alien outside with a probe and like a flashy thing to erase your memory,
what if they're not
and you
like
were like,
that?
hey, fuck off, he wouldn't leave. He'd be like, hey,
what if aliens
I'm coming
aren't
inside.
Like that? What if aliens are more like the guy from American
I don't
Dad?
think they're all like that. I just think the one that I'm envisioning, like your attic guy, is like trying to probe me and erase my memory. I'm not an aliencist. I don't know how to say that, but I don't think that they're all like that. I think some of them are probably pretty cool.
The Snark says, nope, children's laughter creeps me out. Lunabin says, invisible and dead is also coincidentally how I describe my love life, Adam.
That's hilarious. Leo Chacha says, what is the question? Also, have they started the movie podcast? We have not yet. However, we are going to actually kick it off finally. Very excited about it.
Are we?
So we are. I swear to God, we are.
We only have one episode recorded.
August is going to be a big month for us. We can't announce anything yet, but I'm very, very excited for it. I get that school starts for you. I'm doing all the editing anyways. You just have to watch a movie and show up to record. So basically, it's a little bit more than you do for now, since for this one, you show up to record.
All right.
And do all the merchandise.
Jazzy Babe says...
all the designs.
Yep. Jazzy Babe says, okay, but ghost cats would plop onto your face and you'd freak out.
That's what I'm saying. All the activity that cats do if you couldn't see them would be terrifying.
Our cat doesn't do that.
You'd be like, someone tried to trip me going down the stairs today.
Oh, yeah, that would be true.
Yeah.
Our dog
Because you'd probably
does that.
fall because you wouldn't get the warning of seeing them coming.
Dominic Demonic says, if you think about it, you don't dream in color either. Really?
I do, though.
I feel like I do.
Everything I see is in color in my dreams. Vivian says, y'all look snazzy today. Thank you so much. I really, literally just, like, came home and this is what I was wearing at work.
Shut the front door. The Snark says, I learned this fun factoid about dreams. Before color TV, most people dreamt in black and white.
Because TVs were in black and white?
I guess so.
Did they not experience the world in color like that? I don't understand the concept of dreaming based off of your television. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we don't really watch a ton of TV anymore. Like, we started watching The Boys, but I don't know. That's a weird one to me, too. Like,
oh, so Dominic Demonic says dreams only become real when you wake up and remember them. They turn.
I don't remember my dreams typically.
They
when I
turn
wake up.
into a. I remember them sometimes if they're really good dreams. If they're bad dreams, then I'm like, ooh, I'm good with. Well, no, if they're bad dreams, then I really remember them. You don't think in color, same as you don't dream in color. You dream in thought.
I'm going to challenge that.
You think in thought.
I'm going to challenge that. Because I like literally, this is another thing too that my brother taught me when I was younger. Like there's certain things that you can do that you can attach colors to. and like try and picture certain emotions that you have in color and convert that color in your head to try and calm you down. It was something that he used to do when he used to meditate. He's like, pick your color for calm, pick your color for when you're angry, and just like calm down, breathe deep, picture the color in your head of your emotion, and slowly start to change the color to the color of being calm. So I don't know. Like, I feel like these are like not 100%. I know we were talking about color blindness, and I saw some of the stuff scroll by. Like, the most common color blindness, at least as far as I know, is light red and light green. Those are typically seen in like brown. I knew a kid who's a grown up now, who like was severely colorblind, and like he saw almost all colors as purple, or what he like perceived as purple.
So it was like 50 Shades of Purple.
Yeah, perfect, nailed it. I used to be like, what color's the grass for you? He's like, purple. Like, okay, what color's the sky? He's like, purple. I'm like, that sucks. Like, how can you only see one thing?
Luna Bin says colorblind people don't see black and white. They see some colors as others. A friend of mine is colorblind and he can't see green. It just looks like brown to him.
Yeah. I think they do see black and white. They just don't only see in black and white.
The Snark says red, green, and blue/purple are very common.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Vivian says, Jace, I swear to God, or whoever the heck is up there, if you steal my question one more time. That's hilarious. Kat says, I think I have maybe a creepy human, but I would prefer alien. That sucks that you have someone that's a creepy human doing creepy stuff.
Lunabin says, all my memories and dreams look like a shitty early 2000s 3D movie.
That's funny.
Let's see.
Kat says, congratulations to the to-be weds. Robin's hair is also very cute.
Thank you. It's
getting
very
long, too.
Yeah, it's getting
Looks
really
good.
long. Miranda says, I've been catching up on the Storytime streams on non-Wednesdays. So every other day of the week, I'm going to assume.
Jay says, we have exposed Adam's lips and now his hair. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have nice hair today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. I did it myself. Not the haircut.
I was going to say,
I put like something in my hair and pushed it back, and I was like, done, going to work.
Luna says, it's thundering outside now, extra spooky.
So it's thunderbolts and lightning.
Yeah,
very, very frightening.
Dude, there was a big, huge thunderbolt when I was leaving work, and it kind of freaked me out in the middle of an intersection.
Did Pikachu cast it? Vivian says, French and English bulldogs are cute and all, but I'm pugs all the way. And Kat Beatrix says, I love pugs in all caps. Carrie says, 50s is not old, from another nifty 50.
I love Korgs. Corgis are my faves.
Same.
Corgis.
I do love Shibas too, though.
Shibas. But 101 Dalmatians is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Vivian says, Jace, I want to tell my future self to not let anyone steal my question of the week. That is so funny. Leo Chacha says, I want to tell my future self that you will survive everything that life will throw at you, even a ghost cat or a creeping human. That's so funny.
Apparently, there's a word for liking the thunder and rain outside. And the Snarked and Captain Fake Eye said, it's called chrysalism.
I like rain and lightning just because I grew up with it. You know, you get used to it, and then when it goes away, you kind of miss it. Jay says, I would tell my future self to calm the fuck down because I know I would be freaking out over something. Vivian says, you, sees uninvited guest. Hey, fuck off. Uninvited guest. Hey, I'm coming in.
Lunabin says, I want to tell my future self sorry for all the shit I'm going to put us through.
Wow.
And they'd rather have a ghost in their house.
That's crazy, man.
I'd rather have a ghost than a creeper that lives in my attic.
You can get that person arrested, though.
Yeah, and you can also exorcise
you
the demons.
think some people can't get rid of ghosts. Or they're full of shit. It's hard to tell, man. Vivian says, I would feel so bad if I stepped on my invisible cat, sad face. See, this is the case where the invisible cat is a real cat that you just can't see, versus it's a ghost cat, which you could step through and not have to worry about.
Captain Fake Eye says, I can't decide if I'd rather have to go up and fight an attic man or have a ghost that I can't get rid of.
Vivian says, I like never remember mine anymore, good or bad. The last time I remembered one was like a year ago. In regards to dreams.
Hold on. Lunabin says, Adam, the term for discrimination against aliens is spacist.
Spacist is pretty good. I'll go with that.
Queen Caffeine says, creeping human scares me more than paranormal alien. A creeper is so much more likely and thus more terrifying.
I agree.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want one.
Leo Chacha said, but you'd rather have... Okay, whatever. Leo Chacha says, yes, I have 2 students that are colorblind and learned this after I kept correcting the red and brown.
Oh, no.
That's funny, though. Because how are you supposed to know? Vivian says, oh, my God, 50 Shades of Purple, and the red room would be the purple room.
Captain Fake Eye says, that's, to Queen Caffeine says, that's true. If I had to fight a creeping human, I'd just die. I'm a small human and wouldn't win any fights.
I would just rather have a human around because they're like something I can battle.
Jazzy Babe also says, also, people are evil. I'd rather have a ghost.
Ghosts can be evil too, man. Ghosts are the fucking spirits of people. Like, if you're afraid that the person's going to be evil, why wouldn't you be afraid that the ghost is going to be evil?
Yeah, Captain Fake Eye says, at least evil people can be put in jail.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Laura Ann says, The Woman in Black messed me up.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Danny
I mean,
Radcliffe
it's super cheesy, but...
It's like, you kind of know where it's going
I don't
the whole
like
time.
the end. I think the end is dumb. But it's pretty good horror movie.
I liked it. Jay says to Vivian, I'm sorry I stole the question. I just want to keep the tradition. Vivian says back, let's be real here. Everyone says they like the rain to sound edgy and poetic, but the only people that actually like the rain are farmers. I actually like the rain. I live in the desert.
Yeah, when it rains, I'm only happy when
knew
it
you were gonna
rains.
fucking
No,
sing
I
it.
really enjoy it when it rains because it's so hot.
I like it when it rains because I hate every beautiful day.
Okay.
It's the only other song I know about that.
Something about raining on your wedding day. I don't know. There's other rain songs, but no, it's so hot out here. Driving through the area with rain today, it was 80 degrees, and it was like a dream come true. It was great.
It just like rain means the weather is probably going to cool off. So that's always nice.
Queen Caffeine says supernatural stuff has rules, and even if I don't know what they are, I know they have them. A crazy human creeping on me is so much less predictable.
But they have rules. Like they
No,
die
they
if you
don't.
shoot them or stab them.
Yeah, but
they go to jail if you call the
but
police.
they can stab you, they can shoot you, they can do whatever they freaking feel like.
A
to
ghost
you.
could possess you or scratch you or shoot
But
you
they have to
or
work
manipulate
really
stuff.
hard to do it.
Get the fuck out of here, man. You guys are crazy.
Lol. Okay. Wow, lots of ghost talk. Sorry, there's just so much we have to scroll through.
I see Luna Ben down here says, I just take the ghost, make a spooky friend. That's hilarious.
Captain Fake Eye says, but Adam, you're like a 6 foot tall man. Not all of us are that tall.
It's true, but I mean, get an equalizer. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't have to be a gun. Could be a board with a stick in it, or a board with a nail in it. Not stick in it. That'd be weird. I have a board with a stick in it, and that's how I defend my home.
You're bored. Okay. Queen Caffeine says, my salty personality keeps ghosts and demons at bay.
That's fucking funny.
That's good. La la la. Da, da, da. The Snark says it dropped like 15 degrees when it started raining.
Yeah.
Totes.
This is so nice. I went to my car. I was like, it's a little bit humid, but holy shit, the wind doesn't feel like an oven right now.
Lunabin says, I'd just talk to the ghost and make a spooky friend. We could watch Ghost Adventures together and talk shit on Zach Teabaggins.
That's so funny. The ghost would be like, this is horse shit. Like, they never said that. They weren't even there. That place is empty.
All right. Your turn to read.
Already, Aphrodite. Let me get this all ready. So, I'm going to move on into my second and final email of the show. This one is from Crystal, and the subject is Noisy Nocturnal Spirits? With a question mark. I don't know if the question mark needed to be there, but I guess they're not sure. So, it starts out like this.
Well, they don't know exactly what they are.
That's
They're
what
wondering,
that's
are
what
they
I just said.
noisy nocturnal spirits?
I know. We totally agree on this. I'm glad. And it starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. This experience took place when I was 15 years old, around the year of 2000. And with some quick math, I know we're almost the same age. I was visiting, I said that, that's not an email. I was visiting my sister, who is 11 years older than me. And through some quick math, I can't figure that out because I really don't want to. She and her boyfriend at the time, this is like one of the things you'd see on the math test, like, if so-and-so was 15 years old in the year 2000 and her sister was 11 years older than her, how old is her older sister in 2019? Just go ahead and tweet at us if you get the answer. She and her boyfriend at the time lived in a 2-bedroom apartment outside of Boston, Massachusetts. As part of my visit, we decided to go camping with two of the boyfriend's cousins who had driven up from New York. Usually, when I would visit my sister, I'd stay in their guest room, but this time I slept on the couch in the living room so that the 2 cousins could have the guest room. I generally find sleeping in new places a little scary, but wasn't too concerned because I had visited them a few times before without incident, which I think totally makes sense. Around midnight, everyone went to bed and I turned off the TV and settled in on the couch. To give you an idea of the layout of the apartment, It is on the second floor of a 2-unit building. When you enter the apartment through the front door at street level, you must first head up a long flight of stairs, which brings you to a second floor landing. From here, there is a second door that leads you to the actual rooms of the apartment. Once you enter through that door, the master bedroom is directly on the left, and then down the hallway to your right is the guest room. Past the guest room, the hallway opens up to the living room. If you keep walking through the living room, you end up in the kitchen, which is a considerable size. The kitchen has a pantry and a door down to the basement, because of course there is a basement. Around 2 in the morning, SpaghettiOs, I awoke to what sounded like cabinets opening and closing in the kitchen, in parentheses, the room next to the living room where I was sleeping, and also what sounded like the moving or dragging of boxes down the hallway connected to the living room.
That's creepy.
In order to keep myself calm about the situation, I told myself that it was either upstairs or downstairs neighbors engaging in some late night reorganizing / moving. That's a pretty solid rationalization for a sleepy brain, but it's like if you hadn't heard them doing it, it's like who would set their alarm like, it's 2 a.m., let's start the packing. But still, if you're scared and you're trying to figure out what it is, that's pretty solid to get yourself back to sleep. I had met the downstairs neighbors, and sure, that seemed perfectly normal, right? The sounds went on for quite some time. I can't remember if I opened my eyes to look or not. If I did open them, I didn't see anything or anyone. I covered my head with my pillow and willed myself to sleep, hoping for dawn.
I do that sometimes.
I believe it.
If I'm annoyed and I just really want to go to sleep, I will force myself back to sleep.
I don't get creeped out often, but when I do get creeped out, I wake up Robin because I'm like, I always say, like, go Facebook Live or try and, like, get someone. I'm always like, hey, like, I'm kind of creeped out right now. She's like, that sucks. And she just goes right back to sleep. I'm like, cool, I am on my own.
Sleep like a rock. I'm not at all a light sleeper. I sleep through everything.
Here's what I do. When that happens to me and she goes back to sleep, I'm like, there is a chance that whatever is here, which is probably nothing, is here for her.
What?
So since she went back to sleep, take her away, Satan. I'm like, whatever. She decided she doesn't want to empathize with my fear, so I'm just going to let this happen. And then I go back to sleep, and I sleep peacefully through the rest of the night.
Wow.
But I always, like, reach over when I wake up. I'm like, oh, it didn't take her away. Cool. We're good. All right. So getting back to it. It eventually worked, and I woke up some time later to sunshine and the daytime sounds of children playing outside. That day, we left for the campsite. We set up our tents, and as it got dark, we started the fire for marshmallow roasting. While sitting around the campfire that evening, my sister casually brought up that their apartment was haunted.
What?
She told us a couple of creepy experiences she had about hearing footsteps in the hallway. Totally not expecting the conversation to take this turn, I told her about my experience in the living room the night before. She confirmed they did not have upstairs neighbors, and her downstairs neighbors, who were good friends of hers, go to bed very early. Needless to say, I was grateful I got to sleep in the guest room the next time I spent the night at her place, and until they moved out, I always made sure to close the guest room door and sleep with my Discman on. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work. I like that you said this story was in 2000 and you tossed out the Discman.
Yeah.
Just to prove it. That is some solid shit. I'd be super pissed at my sister if I was like, I slept in the room you're saying is haunted and you never brought it up to me. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Oh, man, but if she had told her that the house or the apartment was haunted, do you think she'd actually have stayed there? Or would she have cramped her style and been like, I'm sleeping in your bed?
Well, here's the thing. It would have given her the option to decide versus you decide for someone else, like if they're going to sleep in this room that has weird shit happen in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because maybe there's someone living in the crawl space that pops out and checks to see if there's anybody to murder on the couch
And then they are
tonight.
wishing it's just ghosts.
I'm just saying, like, you could have decided, like, you know what? I'm straight up going to go stay at a Motel 6, or I'm crashing on the floor in your room and I'm taking the couch cushions with me because, you know, you actually get to make the decision then. So pretty good stuff. Thank you for sending that in. We appreciate the story. All right, let's look over in the stream chat. See what you folks had to say. And then we have one more. And then we're, of course, going to do Marbles on Stream.
Marbles on Stream. Let's see. Doo-doo-doo. Captain Fake Eye says, I've never seen Ghost Adventures, but after listening to the podcast, maybe I shouldn't.
Don't. If you're skeptical or you don't appreciate stuff that's like super fake, don't watch it. It just, every time I watch that show, I'm like, this is clearly horseshit. And it's not satirical. Like, they're doing this to make money. And they're, like, exploiting the fact that people believe in things that are supernatural or, like, just different. And they exploit that. And it drives me fucking crazy. Because as a person who's skeptical, like, you don't have to exploit people to just talk about it.
My sister went to the Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures panel. at E3.
Comic-Con.
Or not E3, yeah, Comic-Con, I'm so sorry. But she was saying that during their panel, he was like, we don't do this for money.
It's like, you're a fucking liar,
yeah,
dude.
we do this because we care about people.
And then he goes and buys Charles Manson's murder house for $1.3 million.
Is it million or billion?
Billion. Get the fuck out of here. You could buy like 50 houses like okay, I don't want to do the math and embarrass myself. $1 billion is 1,000 million. I don't think there's a lot of places charging $1,000 million for the house. It's like 1.3 million.
Okay.
Billion.
I hate you. Valley Grills says, if a ghost called out Zach Bagel Bites for making shit up, I'd be ecstatic. Miranda says it's awful. Lunabin says it's a show I hate watch for fun.
Hate watch? That's hilarious. I've never heard of hate watch before.
Let's see.
I guess I hate watch How I Met Your Mother because I just hate Ted and he's the main character.
Dre A says, I'll be honest, I used to like Ghost Adventures until I caught on to their bullshit.
I heard the first few seasons they actually seem legit.
It's good.
And then it at some point just stops giving a shit about the pretense.
They have to start adding in different things because nothing was happening at these locations they'd go to, so they had to add in fake things.
That's how most things are going to be.
One of the adventurers was kicked off the show.
Ghost adventurers?
Yeah.
Because he refused to add in fake shit or because he added in too much fake shit?
Because he refused to add in fake shit.
All right, that makes sense.
Let's see.
I mean, we had someone stay at the Queen Anne, not the Queen Mary, and they said that nothing creepy happened except for they heard a toilet flush when they were staying there. They're like, unless a ghost took a ghost poop, I don't think this place is haunted. There's nothing wrong with saying I went to a place that's supposed to be haunted and it wasn't, you know? How hard is that?
Yeah. Cat Beatrix says, my friend and I used to watch it for giggles when we lived together. We call it Ghost Bros. Good times. Miranda says, I used to like Ghost Hunters when it was on. I don't think I've ever watched Ghost Hunters, just Ghost Adventures.
Just Unsolved Mysteries and Sightings. I really liked Sightings when I was a kid.
Oh, Valley Girl says, also the levels of disrespect when he has when trying to make contact or get evidence. Captain Fake Guy says, maybe I'll watch it when I run on the treadmill.
That's funny. Jay says, people can watch you sleep and steal from you, going back to the would you rather have
I'd rather have a ghost
or a person. What was the third option? The alien. Vivian says, I've got my bedhead. That's more than enough for my self-defense. That's funny. I don't think you'd wake up and they'd be like, look at her hair, put all her stuff back.
Lunavin says, I've decided that when I die, I'm coming back and haunting Zach Bag of Chips, but I'll refuse to do anything on camera and just make him look crazy.
That's funny. Hopefully he gets locked up. Vivian says, oh, Adam, there's always a basement, except if you live in Vegas where there's no basements anywhere. Jay says, still, I don't want anyone watching me sleep besides my sleep demons. I bet you your sleep demons would be like, what the hell is he doing here? Is he taking the shit that we were planning on moving? This is breaking protocol.
Laura Ann says, I love all the names for Zach Bagels.
It's because we don't want to say his name so he gets sue
And then
us.
Captain Fake Guy says, wait, is his name actually Zach Bagels?
Yep, sure is. The person we always refer to as a human being that's actually named Zach Bagels and no one else.
Someone said
Fuck you, Zach Bagels.
Zachary Frodo Baggins. Zachary Bagpipes. Let's see.
Cat Beatrix says, the harder I try to sleep, the less sleepy I get. That's a good point. A lot of people suffer from that.
Captain Fake Guy says, the Queen Anne was me.
Funny. Leo Chacha says, LMAO, take her away, Satan. Jay says, that's a big mood. I don't really understand the mood thing. I know what it means, but I just can't say it. I don't have that in my vocabulary yet.
All right. My turn to read?
Not yet. Jay says, if Robin doesn't show up to record, we all know what happened. Leo Chacha says, whenever I feel that, I start to pray the Our Father or Hail Mary over and over, and I fall back asleep. That's good. Vivian says, Satan took me once. Oh, no, it's okay. He gave me right back. Jay says, Satan says I make him sad, so he gave me a glass of water and said, take care. You guys are making Satan sound like a really sympathetic character, and I think he's just sitting there like, yes, yes. Lasso says, am I late? We start at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so a little bit, but we have one more story left to go. Jay says, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. They're asking if anyone remembers Monster Quest.
I don't. I remember. I didn't watch it. I remember
is.
that it was a thing, but I never really watched it.
I've never heard of it. So
Jay says, I watch it because it's so bizarre and my little sister loves it. Britt Newt says, oh, it's like that most of the time. I feel you, Jace, but I love how supportive you all are in reference to Satan just giving people back. Vivian says, no, silly Adam, my bedhead is terrifying. And I'll stop there. There's a little bit more, but you can read your story. I'll go and do my YouTube chat when you're done, and that'll give me time to get Marbles on Stream set up. So give us a wonderful transition for the last email of the episode.
I should have had it open this whole time.
I figured since you were asking me if I was done, you had it just waiting, but
no.
Clearly I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
This is just great, Dead Air. It sounds so good.
All right, so this next email begins.
This last email
begins. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I thought it was time for another spooky/funny story. Growing up, we treated my parents' best friends as our aunt and uncle and considered their kids as our cousins. They didn't have much luck with their homes. Many of them had been old and creepy. They were not very well off. Neither were we, but our homes were always in much better condition. My uncle was always after his get-rich schemes and had done a lot of gold prospecting in the abandoned gold fields of the Pyrenees ranges in Victoria, Australia.
Do you have any people you know like that are get-rich-quick schemers? Like, I know so many people, like from places that I've worked or people I'm related to who are always looking for like some pyramid scheme that they know is a pyramid scheme, but they pretend it's not a pyramid scheme to get rich, or like, I have $1 billion with a $B idea type of thing.
God, no.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like
you shouldn't say
that attitude though. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm going to have one thing and I'm going to be rich overnight, you know?
Yeah.
The person who said the $1 billion with a B thing though, he works his ass off towards that, you know?
Yeah.
Versus like my friends growing up who are always just like, we should just write a song, have a hit song, and just like cash in. And I'm just like, that's not how shit works. Thank you so much for that. Like, we're an audio medium, but you're going to go ahead and make fun of my mouth for our wonderful listeners.
It's so okay. Anyway, my uncle was on. I already read that. Okay. After months searching, he finally located an old mine that still had plenty of gold in it to extract. My aunt and uncle made the decision to quit their jobs and work the gold mine full time. To do this, they needed to move their family to the country town of Avoca, and even then, they could not afford to live in town. They found an old farmhouse about 15 kilometers or 10 miles out of town that they could afford. You guessed it, it's spooky as all heck. One weekend, my family was visiting. Us kids were meant to be up in the front rooms playing, while our parents were having drinks and were discussing weird things that had been happening since they moved in. I already don't like where this is going.
That's hilarious.
We heard them all talking, and of course, snuck closer to hear them talking. Stories abounded about how the old farmer had hung himself from the tree at the back of the house, and how they couldn't use one of the rooms as they couldn't heat it up no matter how hard they tried. Then my aunt told of how things move around in the room without anyone being in there. It's a person living in the attic.
Or it could be like a house that's not level since it's so like dilapidated and run down. One of my friends told me like he joined like a ghost hunters club in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
And like they told him like the number one tool you're going to use in your kit is a level, because most of the time people's houses aren't level, or shelving isn't level, or a desk isn't level, and that's why things are moving or falling, and no one checks that.
Huh.
So I think about that every time someone says stuff moves around a room.
My uncle picked up a log and threw it on the open fire. Obviously, everyone was on edge. All of a sudden, there was a loud popping noise, and all the adults started screaming, which of course made all us kids start screaming. The log that they threw on the fire had spiders' nest in it.
Oh my God.
And it had popped due to the heat, and hundreds of baby spiders had come running out of the fire.
This is my nightmare you're describing right now.
Still scary, but so much more because of the stories we had all just heard. My dad and uncle killed the spiders, and we left soon after to go back to our motel. The night remains very vivid in my mind, and it was 40 years ago. Thanks again for all you do, Carrie. That's absolutely terrifyingly hilarious.
I think Carrie is watching right now over on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think she was the one that shouted out the other folk who said that they were 50. So that is hilarious. I cannot fucking imagine what I would do if a spider sack popped in a fire and a bunch of baby spiders come running out. What I'm picturing is the movie Arachnophobia, when that giant spider's on fire and still running around, except like thousands of them. So that is absolutely terrifying.
I hate spiders.
So here's the thing about homegrown horrors, about scary-ish in general. We do paranormal stuff. We're primarily a paranormal podcast, But I have covered like extinction level events with like Yellowstone where it's like, that's just straight up science. You know what I mean? So it's only a matter of time before I start getting to, I don't know, phobias, which are going to get kind of creepy because I have several of them. So that was a really, really good email, Carrie. Thank you for sending that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that's hilarious.
It is. All right, let's look over in stream chat. I'm going first. I'm going to take the YouTube stuff, scrolling to the top. Well, not the top, but where I left off. All right. And then it just jumps. I really don't like the restream thing for reading your stream chat, because half the time it actually doesn't even show me the YouTube chat. I have to go resync it every time it starts.
Wow.
It's annoying. Atlasso says, tough, sad face. It's okay. These are posted on YouTube. Like within 30 minutes of the episode ending, it's like uploaded and ready for you to rewatch if you want to. And then the audio version releases every Friday. So if you missed it, you just have to wait a little bit before you can watch it again.
Luna Bin says Monster Quest was a finding cryptids type show, finding Bigfoot type show for all these different cryptids.
I think that would be more interesting to me than Ghost Adventures. But if they faked stuff, then I would just get super annoyed. It was like a kids show. Okay, yeah. Leo Chacha says Amway in all caps. Yes.
What's
you have
Amway?
No idea how many people I know that were part of Amway. It's a pyramid scheme. And anyone who's watching right now that was a part of Amway is about to be like, it's not a pyramid scheme, and explain how it's not a pyramid scheme. And the description will be a pyramid scheme. That's how it has always worked when someone's tried to tell me Amway was not a pyramid scheme.
Jazzy Babe says, I watched Scooby-Doo as a kid. So did I. I love Scooby-Doo.
I love Scooby-Doo.
I wonder if they still have Scooby-Doo stamps. I don't think they do Scooby-Doo stamps at USPS anymore, which is unfortunate.
Leo Chacha says, I saw that, Adam, because I nodded when I read Amway. Jay says, my 5-year-old me with my lemonade stand. That's hard work, though. That's not a get-rich-quick scheme. We saw some kids on the side of the road with no umbrella in the sun when it was 113 degrees out. I don't remember an umbrella.
I saw they had a huge, gigantic umbrella.
I think she's making that up.
Blind fuck.
The point is it was 113 degrees outside, and they had a lemonade stand on the side of the road. And I thought that was pretty impressive. We were going to stop and just give them money for some lemonade. But our fucking car broke down. So I was like, guess we got to save that 50 cents.
It also broke down again.
Oh, I totally put that out of my mind. I was letting my stress ebb out of my body, and Robin just like put it right back in.
Yeah. Let's see. Queen Caffeine says Scooby-Doo taught that the only thing to be afraid of is other people. 100% legit.
It also taught that most ghosts aren't really ghosts and that people fake that shit. And I think that's probably why I'm so skeptical. Vivian says, real question of the week in all caps. What is your biggest pet peeve? That one's going to be interesting. Jay says, thank you for the real question of the week. Kat Beatrix says, I have so many. Leo Chacha says, it depends on my mood. Jay says, probably the ghosts in my house that knock on random shit in the kitchens from 2 to 5 a.m.
Parents
Carrie
not
said,
watching
yay.
their kids.
Oh, yeah, that is annoying. Carrie said, yay in all caps, because I think that was when I said, I'm pretty sure she's watching right now.
Valley Grill says, Are you afraid of the dark was my jam. I used to watch that a whole bunch. That shit was scary.
I did used to watch that, and the movie's coming out, right?
I think so.
Or no, that's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, that's different.
I think I had that book too.
Jazzy, I did too.
I was supposed to be reading my YouTube stuff so I could get to Marbles, and you're just jumping in here with all this
Jazzy
stuff.
Babe says Twitches was my jam.
Vivian says, oh my god, same Adam. One of the first questions of the week I asked, biggest fear in mine was all the baby spiders creeping and crawling on the walls. Oh my god, imagine if spiders could fly. What an abomination of nature. That is hilarious. You know that they can like shoot their webs into the air and they're so light that the wind will carry them. That's how they like spread.
Miranda said Tales from the Crypt. Anytime the theme song for Tales from the Crypt started, I would cover my ears because it was so scary.
One of the movies I'm going to make Robin watch is Demon Knight, which was the first movie like Tales from the Crypt Presents. I really like Demon Knight. It has Billy Zane in it, and he is excellent. Leo Chacha says, no, Adam, I saw you give Robin the finger. I totally did.
For what?
And then someone said, Adam is a savage.
What did you flip me off for?
You said something mean, and I flipped you off.
Because of your stupid mouth?
That's what it was. It was the mouth thing. Clearly, I didn't hold a grudge because I vented that frustration. Britt Newt says, parents not watching their kids. Word, my pet peeve. Kat Beatrix says, my first year in NorCal, I saw wispy clouds of spiders' webs floating all around campus.
Nope.
It was terrifying. My pet peeve is people not pushing in their fucking chairs. Stand up. Get out of your chair.
That's your biggest pet peeve.
Push it in. I've seen so many people trip over chairs because some asshole was lazy. It's the biggest pet peeve I can think of right now. But that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I always see people leave their chairs pushed out, and they take up the fucking walkway, and, like, I just walk over and push it in, and in my head, I'm like, it's just so much easier. Or people who leave their fucking shopping carts in a spot because they're too lazy to walk it 3 spots down and put it in the cart return. Like, if I saw someone actually do that, I would follow them with their cart and put it behind their car so they couldn't back out. Because it's like, I can't take that spot because of what you did, so you're not going to leave your spot until you put it back. Just lazy shit. Like,
you're so petty.
Simple laziness that leads to someone else having to suffer your consequences. That sort of stuff drives me absolutely crazy. Robin says I'm so petty because I'm pretty sure she does both of those things. Just saying.
You're dumb. Anyway, Queen Caffeine says, does anyone else have fear bladder? Every time I watch scary stuff, I have to pee. I don't.
I don't have fear bladder
Captain
either.
Fake Eye says they do.
That is not me being petty. That is me being pissed off because people are stupid. Luna Ben says Adam's pettiness is so relatable.
You are petty. You're super
The whole
petty.
thing about me putting the cart behind their car, that's petty. But me being annoyed by them being lazy.
No, yeah, but you doing something to just because it pisses you off.
Me doing
that's
something
petty.
to show them the consequences of their actions by doing exactly what they did is not petty. It's poetic justice. Just saying.
No. Captain Fake Eye says, I need someone next to me at all times so I can claw their arm during the scary parts. Let's see. Laura Ann says, I need a pillow or blanket to hide behind. Gross. Laura
Stop
Ann
judging
says,
me.
anxiety bladder. Welcome, Explant JJ says, what's bumping, people?
What up? Thank you for joining us. Leo Chacha says, first grasshoppers and now flying spiders. What the fuck, nature?
Oh, so Lunabin says Monster Quest was more real, so not so much a kid's show. They would do tests at each site and try to find things that people could mistake for cryptids.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
As far as I'm concerned, any show like Ghost Adventures or Monster Quest should just have Adam Savage and Jamie What's-His-Face just testing everything out because I trust them more than I trust literally like any other television personality.
The Snark says, y'all, I live with someone who loves working on cars. Larry might be able to help. I need to change out my timing belt on my car. It's going to cost me $900 dues.
Plus the other thing, we don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
So it just got out of the shop. So we will see what's going on with it.
Captain Fake Eye says, my pet peeve, people who read over my shoulder. Lunabin says, people who complain about shit constantly but refuse to do anything to fix their problems.
I hate that too.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand when people make drama for themselves.
So, if you are on YouTube right now and would like to join us for Marbles on Stream, switch over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast because this game currently only works with Twitch viewers. Right now, you can see these maps scrolling by. Type an exclamation point vote, a space, and then a number that corresponds with the track that you want to race. That vote will get tallied up, and then we can actually go ahead and see which track we're going to race. The new season just started. Robin won last season. Sucks,
Woo!
but it happens. So we have this season until September 15th. Let's get some votes in there while Robin finishes
If
out.
you're on YouTube, head on over.
Just said that.
Twitch.tv/scarishpodcast.
That's how I started
Just
every
reminding
time.
it. Why don't you stop talking? Twitch.tv.
We have so much Twitch
Holy
chat
shit.
to still read.
Twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. You can link your Twitch with your Amazon Prime. Get Twitch Prime for free with it. And give your favorite Twitch channel a free subscription. Hopefully that's us. And it costs nothing to you if you have Amazon Prime already. Just an added bonus to your subscription. Let's see. Queen Caffeine says, my pet peeve is slow walkers.
I don't like it when people stop. Like if they know someone's behind them, like if you're walking in a line together, if they're just like they need to get over somewhere, like they've reached their destination, that's one thing. People that just stop randomly, like I just want to stop and make everyone else stop, or like you run into
Like
that
at
person.
Disneyland?
That shit drives me crazy, especially Disneyland. Like even Disneyland, I can kind of understand because you're at Disneyland, but if you're at like Walmart and you're walking through the aisles and someone's pushing their cart and they just stop, like to check their phone or like look around, it's like you could just get out of the way of the people that are behind you before you do that shit. It's just common courtesy. That's why I like Japan so much, because it's like people don't stop. They just keep going like the whole time, you know?
Yeah. Dre says, people who don't say thank you when you hold the door for them. That is annoying.
I don't know.
Ugh, Valley Girls. Yes, I feel this. Dishes in the sink when the dishwasher is 4 inches away.
And
Yep.
it doesn't have clean dishes in.
Yes. So
I agree with that,
and
too.
it has all the space in the world for you to put dishes in.
It's as easy to put it into the dishwasher as it is to put it into the sink.
Let's
We have a
see.
lot of tracks out there with 2 votes. It's hilarious.
Actually, Faison says Jersey drivers go 90 plus in Jersey, which is great, but for whatever reason, you people can't go above 40 in Pennsylvania.
Vivian says, anywho, I'm going to leave this podcast to listen to the same podcast on a different medium. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you for joining us, Vivian. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Let's see.
All right, we got a bunch tied right now with 2. So folks, toss out some votes because I'm just going to hit random if we don't have a winner.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. It probably didn't help, but whatever.
Vivian said, biggest pet peeve, parking and handicapped when you're not fucking handicapped. Imagine the look of the poor old ladies that can't park there because you're too lazy to walk that far. And people that park over the line, like onto the spot next to the handicap spot that has like the paint blocking it off. Like that's there because most handicapped vehicles have like a ramp for you to get out of your vehicle with.
Yeah.
And people like don't realize that's a loading zone. So like they park in like a legal spot, but they park over the line, like on that area. So even if they get their handicap spot, they still can't get out of their vehicle. Like that. It's like people don't get that, or they get it and they don't care because they're assholes. So that's how I feel. All right. We're still stuck at a tie for what track we are going to race.
Really? I see a lot of 27. Oh, I also see a lot of 21.
Right now, 49, 50, 44, I think 27. They're all tied at 2. So I'm going to let this scroll through one more time. If we don't get a vote to break the tie, I'm clicking random, and we're going to see what happens. So, fun in the sun. Cat Beatrix says, car pet peeves, not signaling. Another, not yielding to cyclists / pedestrians who clearly have the right of way. It's so dangerous. I agree. Not signaling is stupid. Someone posted on my Facebook today, like, Facebook debate. If you're in the turning lane, do you need to use your turning signal? And someone was like, it's not a debate if it's the law. I was like, yes, thank you. 21, 27, and 28 also have 2 votes, along with 44. Holy shit. All right. I'm clicking random, folks, and we're going to see what track we're going to race. It picked On Thin Ice, which no one voted for, and that's what you get. So let's go with On Thin Ice. All right, exclamation point play if you would like to join the race. The Snarked wants some more dim sum and has joined in along with Valley Grills, Itsy Orange Tree, Actually Faison, and a lot of other folks that are all stacking up pretty quick.
Yes. And did you already say what they get at the end?
I did not.
So these races are absolutely free for you to join. So if you folks haven't yet or have never joined us for these Twitch streams, we do 2 Marbles on Stream races at the end of the night, and the winner for each race gets something scary-ish swaggy. So a sticker or a coaster or something like that for that we will send to you. So it's completely free to join. Hop on over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast, and all you have to do is press exclamation point play, join us, and watch this race play out, and you could win some free scariest sticker stuff.
Have you joined?
Oh, no.
All right. The scripter is also in, so you don't have to text her and yell at her.
I already did.
We're at 17 marbles right now for the race. And we'll see if we can get a few more before we get it started. So Miranda just joined. We're up to 18.
Woo!
I'll give you guys about 20 more seconds to join in case you're switching over from Twitch still, or you're like eating a sandwich. You're like, word, hang on, because your like hands are busy.
I mean, I have
too.
food next to me, too, that I can't wait to eat after this. So
I'm very proud of you for not eating it right now and just making all those wonderful mouth sounds. I don't know who out there listens to Podcast Beyond. It's an IGN podcast about PlayStation. They had an episode where they had like a Christmas ham that was like super delicious, and they decided they're going to eat while they recorded, and it's just the grossest mouth sound you can ever imagine on a podcast episode. They got so much shit for it. Vivian said, I also hate when I'm walking with my friends across the street and there's a car waiting and my friends are taking their sweet time crossing. Like, yeah, we have the right of way, but still, again,
no, yeah, I totally understand.
it's just being rude. It's being inconsiderate to another human being. All right, I'm going to click start on the countdown.
The Snark asked, what are we eating tonight? We
You
had
have-
Mabo tofu.
You have 10 seconds from right now to go ahead and join in. I like how you interrupt the countdown to go ahead and
Yeah.
answer a quick question, although it is for the snark, so I guess I understand. All right, this one looks weird. I don't think we've done this one before. We have. Meadows won it, minute 54. Never mind. All right, and we're off. Let's see how this goes. It's a series of tubes. This track should be called the Internet. There's a bunch of Plinko first, though. So let's see who gets down there first. That teal-colored... No, I guess they're both teal-colored. The tealer-colored M Meadows 89 is the record-setting pace that was set when it was first won. Ooh, look at this new update. It lets us know if they're ranked or not, the energy they have, because we know what that is. The last message they typed is !play. It's kind of dangerous just in case that there's a Twitch streamer out there who has trolls in their chat. If you like went to their marble on their stream and it was like, last message, you like bonars, then, I guess that would be pretty funny. Never mind. Right now, Jazzy Babes is in the lead. Dre on the other side. And the Ghost Ball is way ahead. So it looks like Meadows is still currently on pace to hold on to the record. We're going to back off here and watch as people come down and go through this fan blade, and it just bisects or trisects again.
Whoa.
Jaxie Babes and Dre made it through that really easily, along with actually Phazon and the Snarked. Let's catch up. Jazzy Babes is in first place, and things get a little bouncy. But it's not slowing us down. My biggest pet peeve on these tracks is when we get slowed down. Dre and Jazzy Babes were so neck and neck, they just collided. Dre is in first place. They are both getting stopped a little bit. Snarked, actually, Phazon, and me, Malum, that's my gaming name, have caught up. Now we're going to go through a series of pulsating rods and see who gets eliminated. Robin Grace was just eliminated. That is a shame. Actually, Phazon is now in first place. And the real game has now begun, which is who can get out of this frickin' ball first. Because that will determine who wins. And the camera is trapped in it, too. It will not let me leave. That's why Meadows won last time, is because he somehow shot out of it. Dre and Laura Ann escaped first, with Cat Beatrix, actually Phazon the Snarked, and Miranda following close behind. It currently looks like Dre is in the lead. We'll let all of these folks swirl down and see who will finish first. And we will be waiting with bated breath. It does look like, barring any sort of disaster, Dre, you have won the first race of the night. Yes. Congratulations. Laura Ann finishes second. Cat Beatrix is going to finish third. Actually, Phazon fourth. The Snarked is fifth. Miranda is sixth. And we'll see how the rest of you folks fall in.
So email us at storytime@scarish.com with your mailing address, and we'll mail a sticker out to you.
Not a lot of folks got eliminated on this one, which is fun.
Just me.
No, I think a couple other people did. I actually didn't die on this one, so I'm really relieved about that. Who's still hanging out there? Meadows, who still has the record, I believe, and the Scriptry, who usually dies, and it looks like the Scriptry will actually finish this time. There goes Meadows jumping in, and the little engine that could coming on the way down.
Kachuga.
Booyakasha. You finished. Pretty good. It's a new track record at 2 minutes, 13 seconds. I think it's because this update just went into effect, because I don't think it was there before we started the show. So you might hold like the new world record right now, which is pretty funny. Let's check out the final results. Dre accrued 18 points from that, Laura Ann 10, and you can see the rest as it played out. Anyone past 9th place did not get points. They don't really do anything. It's just for bragging rights. But we still have one race to go if you want to win some free merch. So let's back up to the track selection screen and go from there. Cool. So exclamation point vote, a space, then the number that corresponds to the track you would like to race.
Let's see. I know I already voted, but I wonder if you can vote again.
What?
Can you vote twice?
I don't think so. Otherwise, people would just keep voting for things over and over and over. You can switch your vote, I think. Right now, Multi-Lane Madness is in the lead. However, our previous winner, which was Dre, has picked Express Delivery. So if we finish like we did last time, where all the tracks are tied, rather than picking a random track, we let the previous winner have the vote. So it will go to Express Delivery. So we'll see how that plays out. I just hiccuped. I actually have super bad heartburn right now. I had a cup of coffee to stay awake at work, and it completely backfired on me. So I don't know if you guys have that happen to you, but I usually am sipping coffee during the episodes. I told Robin before we started, like, should I make coffee? Because I really don't want coffee right now. And she said she didn't need it. So I'm just like, cool, man. Like, I'm having side effects right now.
I didn't realize it's like you use it kind of like a verb. I'm having side effects. Is that a thing?
That wasn't a
Is that
verb.
how you use it?
Was it a verb? I don't know. I mean, I write for a living, and I don't know. I think I used it more like a noun, like side effects are a thing. Looks like Multi-Lane Madness has 5 votes currently, so we'll give this one more scroll by and see if anything can catch it, which I don't know if anything will, but we'll see. Glitch says, after my meeting, I came back just in time. Yeesh. Side affects, A-F-F-E-C-T-S, would be the verb. E-F-F-E-C-T-S would be the noun. I know no one cares. All right, we're going to go with Multi-Lane Madness as we approach towards the end of the scroll and see if we can set a record. It looks like there's no record holder whatsoever, so let's get in there. And again, once it loads, type an exclamation point play to get your marble on stream and get a shot of winning some free merch.
The Snark says, I do, Adam.
Aw, thanks, Snark.
All right, so exclamation point play.
Cat Beatrix says, what went on if you don't mind me asking? I was just describing the difference between affect and affect and whether or not side effect is a verb or a noun. It can be used both ways, I'm pretty sure. All right, we have 18 marbles right now, which is awesome because that's how many we had last time. Let's try and get one more racer in. So anyone who didn't join last time that's in the channel, just type an exclamation point play in the chat. Get yourself a chance to win. And we'll see if we can finish with one more than we had. We always ask that for the last race of the night is to try and get one more than we had for the first one. It almost always happens, so we'll see if that holds true.
So twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. If you haven't already joined us, it's free to join the race.
Jazzy Babe says, I fixed it. Thank you for correcting me. I was trying to say that it can be used both ways. I didn't mean to correct you. I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole. Vivian just said, psych bitches, I'm back. Thank you for leaving and coming right back. We appreciate you. Got one more race to go. Vivian, if you want to switch over to Twitch and try and win yourself some free shit, we could go for another marble on the stream. The Snark says, my pet peeve is when I get an email from a professional without proper grammar. This is especially true when they are a level above me. Yeah, I agree. I hate when people ask me to send them an account of something that happened, and I send them something that is a detailed account. It's not super long. It's like 4 or 5 sentences because I know that they're at a level where they don't have a lot of time. And they're like, I didn't read it. Or they act like they read it, and then they ask me a question that's contained within the 4 or 5 sentence email I sent them. And, like, you have to respond to them with that, like, office etiquette of, like, per my previous email, which means I already said this if you pay attention. Like, that really gets on my nerves. Like, why would you ask me a question if you were not going to pay attention to the answer? Like, in any way, shape, or form, that shit's annoying as hell. All right.
Cat Beatrix says, my department head uses Comic Sans in her emails.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
That is horrific.
That's so, I mean, they should just be fired on the spot for that. All right. We have 18 marbles. We matched last race's total. No big deal. We're going to get going here. Anyone that wants to join can do so in the next 10 seconds. Click and start right now. And we'll see who takes the second race of the night. Captain Fake Guy says, there's an older secretary at my work that replies all to department emails. That shit's annoying. I hate it when there's a chain where it's like people talking to each other and it's like, there's 3,000 other people that keep getting these. Like, can you please shut the hell up? The Scriptory HQ is out in front and they're taking the leap first. And they made it. Let's watch as folks take this leap and see who survives and who doesn't. Laura Ann 588 is not going to make it. Cat Beatrix appears is not going to make it. The Snarked is not going to make it. Queen Caffeine is also not going to make it. Valley Grill is not going to make it.
Did I make it?
I didn't say your name, so I think you might have made it. The Scriptory, however, is still in first place. I'd like to point out the Scriptory is Robin's sister. She has never won a Marbles on Stream, and I'm pretty sure she has watched every single show we've ever done. So just saying, let's all root for her on this one. She's like the Chicago Cubs. The Robin Grace was just eliminated. We can all breathe a deep sigh of relief that she at least won't collect a ton of points to start the season like she did last time. However,
eliminated again?
I just said that. Those are the words that were just falling out of my mouth. The Scriptory is still in first place. Miranda is chasing her down, and Dre is searching for that elusive 2 win of the night. And I'm back there, it looks like, in 4th or 5th place.
It's funny that she's getting followed by Miranda because
she loves that show.
Absolutely loves Miranda, yeah.
That is funny. Dre is starting to catch up. I think I'm falling further behind. Man, this is intense. Here it comes. Will the scriptery take her first ever victory?
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
Oh my goodness.
You have won for the first time ever. I'm pretty sure she's screaming right now with happiness. That is awesome. We will give you merch that you know we have because you help us design some of it. Everyone's going to start trickling in. Not only did you win the scriptery, you set the track record. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I won last season, just saying.
So you just need to point out.
No, Meadows asked who won last season.
She won by a landslide last season. All right, we have Lunabin and Captain Fake Eye still navigating their way. There's a minute 29 left on the clock, but I don't think we're going to need that because this is a pretty quick track. Pretty solid stuff. So, scriptery, the scriptery. Oh my God. It's so funny.
I'll see you in like 30 minutes, bro.
We're very proud of you. Since you're going to get the merch anyways and you can have access to any of the merch at any time, do you want to go ahead and pass it on to Miranda so they can collect some free merch of the night since she's not one of the people who actually work on this show?
Yeah.
Let us know. I'm pretty sure the scriptery is going to say the scriptery just subscribe to us. I think it's funny.
Meadows gifted a tier 1 sub to the scriptery.
Oh, that's so nice of you,
sweet.
Meadows. It is just like the scriptery's night. Congratulations. She yells, pass it on. So, Miranda, congratulations.
Yes, Miranda. If you would email us, storytime@scaryish.com, we'll get a sticker mailed out to you.
So, good stuff. Pretty solid episode, I'd say. I'm going to go ahead and switch us back to the main camera while I get Marbles on Stream closed out. Hold off on doing the outro because it's like my fan is just churning right now. I don't know what it is about that thing. Shout out to Sock Dogs who subscribed over on YouTube while we were doing that.
Thank you so much.
Didn't pop up or I didn't notice it. Either way, we appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. But yeah, I think it was a pretty solid episode. Thank you so much, everyone who sent in your stories. We appreciate all of you. Thank you to everyone who watched live. If you want to watch us record these live, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, youtube.com/scarish or twitch.tv/scarishpodcast.
Yep.
If you want to send us your story, email storytime@scarish.com, or you can hit us up on any of our social medias, facebook.com/scarishpodcast. Twitter is @scarishpod, Instagram is @scarishpodcast, or of course, go to scarish.com, our website, click on contact us, fill out the form, send it directly to us. Pretty good stuff. We appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of the support that we get. Robin, if folks wanted to support us financially, how can they do so?
You can go over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast. Those are monthly donations. We have a whole bunch of different tiers. Right now I have a promotion going on for summer merch. I really like the new summer design. You can also see the new fall design.
It's my favorite design we've ever had. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're going to have this really cute thing that I hope I can get done. But this fall season is going to be a little different because I'm going to design a whole bunch of different horror icons. So it's going to be like horror ghosts, sort of, kind of, little different horror characters. But all our Patreons that are Badge of Honor tier and above are going to get randomly given the different one out of all the different horror icons that I make. So I already posted one. I think it's really cute. I'm really proud of it. It's super adorable. But you guys can go, if you join us on patreon.com, you guys can check it out. Patreon.com/scarishpodcast. Tiers start at $1. Any help helps. And you can go to ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast. Those are one-time donations. All those donations help us upgrade our studio setup. And we're going to need a new computer here soon. So
hopefully it's just an additional computer that we can live stream on and we can just use this laptop to read the emails. I'm hoping that it's not the case that something is going to go out, but we're kind of trying to hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I'm knocking on wood over here.
Yep.
Shout out to Vivian over in YouTube chat who says, I live for these live streams.
Thank you so
much.
much.
And Kat Beatrix who also did the little up carrot that says like, yeah, this, same. So we appreciate every single one of you folks that support us. We really do. So Robin, why don't you go ahead and sign us out?
Keep on creeping on and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.